Alright, today I'm going to be talking about some good choices for everyday carry. I kind of look at everyday carry as, for knives, as three different categories. You have your lightweight category. These are generally, real small, probably under 3-inch blade, probably less than 3 ounces. Let's see. Kershaw chive weighs 1.8 ounce, and then you have what I can consider your regular EDC, maybe 3-inch blade, maybe 4 ounces. Let's see, this Kershaw Leave, 3.2 ounces. You got a mini Griptilian, fits in that class. Weighs in at 2.8 ounces, and then you kind of have the heavy use class, or large class. Got a Kershaw Blur, assisted. This is weighing in at around 4 ounces, so not very heavy, but still a considerable bit bigger. And then your Benchmade Triage 915, still, not real heavy, 5.1 ounces, so still, heavier than some people want to carry. Some people really want that lightweight carry knife. So I'm going to go over some blades that I think are really good everyday EDC carry knives. Let's go. So obviously the Kershaw Skyline is a very popular, very popular EDC blade, mentioned in a lot of videos. Tons of reviews on this knife. I'm not going to do a complete review over any of these knives. I'm just kind of talk about the points that I like. The blade has a very good shape to it, kind of a spear point or drop point blade. It's smooth. It's also pretty light. It's not assisted. Some people like that, some people don't. I'm kind of partial to the assisted blades as far as like the leak. So you have this flipper portion right here that you push, but the nice thing is when the blade is deployed, it gives you a real nice finger guard right here when this finger choil. You got a little bit of jimping on the linear lock, and if I had to have a complaint, it would probably be this linear lock. I find it's a little difficult sometimes to kind of get a good grip on. That's probably my only one. I mean, it's not bad by any means, but it's probably the weakest part. It's got a nice pocket clip on it. It's only right side, so your lefty's little SOL on that part. But it can be tip up or tip down. Alright, so that's one option. Very popular. A lot of reviews on YouTube. Here's another one. This is a Kershaw Emerson 4K. This knife you can actually get really cheap. I thought it was going to be a little bit more. I got it for around $29 online. Nice blade. It's got this wave feature where basically it's designed when you're carrying it tip up in your pocket. Well, that's the only way you can carry it. But it's in your pocket, and as you pull it out, this wave catches on your pants and it deploys your blade. So as you pull it out of your pocket, your blade's deploying. Somewhat functional, somewhat, I don't know, I guess it's debatable. If you were going to use this as a defensive weapon, I guess, it would definitely have a benefit there. Although you probably wouldn't pick a $29 pocket knife as your preferable defensive method, but you don't always get to pick. So that's an option. Really good knife. I find that I have a little bit of trouble trying to deploy it quickly, or you know, it's not as easy as say a normal thumb stud, but I guess that's why it's, you know, kind of designed to use this wave feature. I will say with the wave ramp right there, get real nice grip, nice jimping right there. So it's definitely a nice looking knife, and for around $29, it's going to be hard to beat. I forgot to get the price of the Skyline. I think the prices for this are around, I'd have to say 35, 40 bucks. They're still, you know, in that real reasonable price range. I think for EDC, anything over $100, I kind of have a hard time using as a good EDC knife, because you really don't want to abuse it. You don't want to beat on it. Let's go to another one. This is actually one that I just got. I kind of wanted to try it out. This is the Swindle by CRKT. It's a Ken Onion design, so it's much like the Kershaw Leave, has a lot of similarities. The differences are it's got a ball bearing system in here, so it gives it a very, very smooth operation. But if you look at it, it does have a lot of similarities with that Leave design. It's got more of a swooped back design. The Leave, you know, it's more straight. I think actually the Leave is a little more functional design, whereas this, you know, if you're trying to use it, it's kind of hard to get that blade angled. The pocket clip is probably the biggest downside on this knife. It's not very functional. Yeah, it's probably my biggest complaint on this knife. To me, this is more of a cheap gentleman's knife. You know, it's a nice knife, or a nice knife you can carry on a date night or whatever, wear some nice clothes, and it doesn't stick out like a tactical knife, or, you know, a black knife, or something that's going to look aggressive. It's just, you know, a clean looking knife. It's not bad. I think it get this around $40. The jimping right here is, I'd say more for looks. It's got a very nice smooth spine. It's very curved, but it's a unique looking blade, I think. And this is also yeah, Ken Onion design made by CRKT. All right, so that's another option. Probably let's go to the mini grip. This is another very popular knife, a lot of reviews on it online. This is the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. Let's see, the weight on this guy, 2.8 ounces, still pretty light. I will say I was actually kind of impressed with this. I was late adopter to the Griptilian, and it's got a lot of traction. You know, it's got this jimping on the spine right here. Got jimping on the front. You can see the liner. Maybe you can see the liner inside. Yeah, it's real nice. It has a lot of rigidity to it. I ordered another one without the Tanto blade design. I'm not sure if I regret getting the Tanto design. I mainly got it because I thought it looked cool, but we'll see. I use it a little more, and then maybe I'll have a better idea of if I regret getting the Tanto design or not. But yeah, this is definitely a good knife. It's got tip up, left and right hand carry. Real nice knife. You can get this one. It's a little bit more. I'd say this one's around $65, maybe $70. So it's a little bit more than these options here, but you know, it's Benchmade quality. get Benchmade's warranty, life sharp, and everything. So let's see. Here's a Spyderco. I believe it's a Centofonte 3. Yeah. It's a very cool looking design. With the spider hole here, you get nice jimping here on this thumb ramp. It gives you a lot of grip. Off camera there. Very nice looking knife. It's also very light. This one weighs, yeah, just 2.5 ounces. And you get a little bit larger blade with this knife. This knife, you only get right side carry, tip up or tip down. And also this has got the spine lock with the push button design. Whereas all these have had either a frame lock or a linear lock. Alright, and probably what I would say is my top pick is the Kershaw Leave. I've carried this knife for maybe 14, 15 years now. I've had many different designs of it. They've had many different iterations of it. I just really like this knife. It's very thin. It's a very thin, comfortable carry knife. Let's see. This one weighs 3.1 ounces. It's just very cool knife. This one has S30V steel. It's a reverse tanto design. And it's got the speed safe Canyon design. It's basically a little torsion bar in here, which helps with that assistance. Tip up, tip down, right side carry. It's also got a little lock right here, which can basically slide over the blade to stop the blade from opening. It's not that I don't like this feature being there. I personally just never use it. And I found that sometimes it would kind of slide up and then stop me from being able to deploy my blade when I wanted to. So what I started doing was just sliding it down, tightening it down, and locking it in place. So I never have had that issue anymore. Yeah, this is definitely, I'd have to say, my top EDC knife. My top pick. It's just a really great knife, and like I said, they have many different versions. They've got versions coming out all the time. I had one with aluminum handles. I think it's a little bit thicker than just the frame lock version, because the aluminum is a linear lock, but it's still real thin, real nice knife. And if you want to, you know, just go all out, and you know, money isn't really an option, and you want the most beautiful EDC you can get, well, there's this. Just look at it. Oh, look. You might want to make sure no one else is in the room when you watch this. 940-1 Osborne. Ooh. That's a looker. Carbon fiber, S90V, very light, 2.4 ounces. And look how much blade you get on it. Oof. Just look at it. Problem with this knife, you're going to be spending about $270 on it. So the one thing I noticed when I first got this knife, it's so light it almost feels a little cheap initially, but you know, you start looking at it, it's definitely a quality product. It's just with this carbon fiber handles, and it's so light. There's no back spacing like the 940 has that anodized titanium back spacer. This has anodized aluminum standoffs. But this takes the cake. But again, this also takes the bank. So yeah, that's my my recommendations for a good regular size EDC blade.